Hi to everyone. Kubam Smakweli is my name, the head of the school, but also the social study teacher. So today we are going to discuss about the social study, standard 7, especially holiday work number 2. We are going to look about the revisions concerning this subject. So now we are going to start with section A, civics. We are going to sort out some questions which are challenging to some pupils. I think everyone is having this work. So everyone is better you check this examination, holiday work number 2, so that we go together. So question number 3. The non-member leader of the cabinet among the following is. So the non-member leader of the cabinet among the following is. So this question needs the one who is not member of the cabinet. From these multiple choices you are given, who is not the member of the cabinet? So we start looking the one who is not member of the cabinet from these multiple choices. Another thing to understand, just you look the keyword from this question. So the keyword from this question is cabinet. So we are going to understand what is cabinet. So cabinet is an organ which is responsible to advise the President of United Republic of Tanzania, URT. So this is the organ responsible to advise the top leader of the government in our country. So when we talk about the cabinet, this was formed effectively after Tanganyika and Zanzibar joined to form one country, Tanzania United Republic of Tanzania, in 1964. So this cabinet was formed to replace executive council. This cabinet was formed to replace executive council. Executive council was formed in the year of 1920. It was formed during the British rule in Tanganyika. This also was responsible to advise the top leader of the colony, which now we call it country. So this was formed by the first British governor in Tanganyika, Sir Horace Biat. Therefore, that's why we connect between cabinet and executive. So as we know, this cabinet responsible to advise the top leader of our country. So now we relate it with the executive, which used it to advise also the top leader of that particular time of that column in 1920. So therefore, cabinet was formed to replace executive council. Therefore, another thing here, we are going to understand the members of the cabinet. Cabinet members. The members of cabinet are classified into 6 categories. The cabinet members are classified into 6 categories. First, we have president as a chairperson. We have vice president. We have president of Zanzibar. We have prime minister. We have other ministers. And we have attorney general. These are the 6 categories of these are the 6 categories cabinet members. So we start looking one after another. President, as what you have said, this is the chairperson of this cabinet. And president is elected by qualified citizens during general election in our country, Tanzania. So we have this vice president. Vice president is running mate with the president during general election. So this is also elected during general election, but this is the running mate with the president during general election. So we have this president of Zanzibar. President of Zanzibar is also elected by qualified citizens of Zanzibar during general election. So we have prime minister. Prime minister is appointed by the president and approved by the member of the parliament. Approved by the National Assembly. So we have other ministers in our country. All the ministers are appointed by the president. But also, we have these deputy ministers. We have these deputy ministers. So deputy ministers assist the ministers. Deputy ministers assist the ministers. But these deputy ministers are not members of the cabinet. Though these deputy ministers are responsible to assist the ministers, though are not allowed to attend the cabinet, and these are not members of the cabinet. So also we have this Attorney General. So Attorney General is appointed by the president. This is responsible to deal with legal matters in the cabinet. So this is the member of the cabinet due to his official position. So now, the current Attorney General of our country is called Honorable Adeladas Clan. Honorable Adeladas Clan. The current Attorney General of Tanzania is called Adeladas Clan. Adeladas Clan. So this is the current Attorney General of Tanzania. So these are the members of the cabinet. So we have this one note. The secretary of the cabinet is chief secretary of the state. We have this chief secretary of the state. So this is the secretary of the cabinet meeting. But this, remember, is not the member of the cabinet, but is the secretary of the cabinet meeting. Whenever there is a cabinet meeting, the secretary is this one here. So this chief secretary of the state is appointed by the president. But also, I want to talk a few things concerning this one here. So this chief secretary of the state is also the head of civil servants in the country. The head of all civil servants in the country is chief secretary of the state. The current chief secretary of the state in our country is called Honorable Johnny Kijas. It's called Honorable Johnny Kijas. This is the current chief secretary of the state. Therefore, from this question now, we start comparing. The members of the cabinet are here, but our question wants the one who is not the member of the cabinet from these multiple choices. We start looking choice A. Choice A, Chief Justice. When you look from this list now, Chief Justice is not there. Therefore, this is not the member of the cabinet. Choice B, Vice President. From this list, Vice President is there. Therefore, this is the member of the cabinet. Choice C, Prime Minister. When you check here, is there. This is the member of cabinet. Choice D, Attorney General is there. This is the member of the cabinet. So from this question, the one who is not member of the cabinet is Chief Justice. Therefore, the correct answer from this question is choice A, who is Chief Justice. So Chief Justice is not the member of the cabinet, as what you have seen here. Who is the Chief Justice now in our country? To this choice here. So Chief Justice, this is the head of the highest level of judicial system. Chief Justice is the head of the highest level of judicial system. When we talk about the judicial system, comprises of the 5 levels of the courts. This comprises of the 5 levels of the courts. When we start measuring them, from the lowest level of courts, we have primary court, we have district court, we have resident magistrate court, we have high court, and we have court of appeal. So this court of appeal is the highest level of courts in our country. So the head of this court of appeal is Chief Justice. So we have this primary court. Primary court sometimes is called basic court. Why is it called basic court? Because in the first court, in the first level of courts in our country, Chief Justice is appointed by the President. But also, this Chief Justice is the one who is responsible to swear in the President. So the President of United Republic of Tanzania is sworn in by Chief Justice. So now, let us check the current Chief Justice of Tanzania. The current Chief Justice of Tanzania is called Honorable Ibrahim Juma. Question number 4. The temporary release of freedom given to an accused person by the court of law or police station while the case is in process referred to. So listen carefully here. The technology given to the temporary release of freedom given to a person who is accused while the case is in process. This is called bail. This is called bail. So bail is the temporary release of freedom given to any person who is accused with a case while such case is in process. That is called bail. That is called bail. So here the correct answer is B. Is choice B. So now it's better also we check about these choices. These choices one after another so that we understand what are those. For example, choice A, by law. What is by law? By law is the regulation made by a local authority or a company in order to control the action of its members. When we talk about bylaws, these are the regulations which are made by a local authority or a company purposely to control the actions of its members. These are called bylaws. So now, for example, regulations made by the district council. So the regulations which are made by the district council, those are the bylaws because they are within the local authority. So we have, for example, another example, municipal councils, village government, and whatever the case. So these are the examples of the areas which can make bylaws. Also, we have regulations made by institutions. For example, a school. A school can make its own regulations which are controlling within that school. Oh, those are called bylaws. So as what you have seen here, bylaws, those principles or regulations which are made within the small area. For example, local authorities, as what you have seen there, we have district council, municipal council, village government, and whatever the case. But also organizations, well, for example, STD, COMESA, and the others. Those regulations which are made within that organization are called bylaws. So now, let us see the difference between those and the bylaws. What are the laws? Laws are the regulations and the guidelines which are set up to govern the state. When we talk about these laws, we consider the regulations and the guidelines which are set up to govern the state. So these are made in order to control the country. These are made in order to control the whole country. So, for example, principles which are written to the Constitution of United Republic of Tanzania. So these are the laws. The principles which are written to the Constitution, those are the laws. So the difference between bylaws and laws is this. Laws, these are set up to govern the country. But bylaws, these are regulations which are made by small area. It can be maybe the local authority or the company. So these are the difference between laws and bylaws. So now, remind, in our country, laws are only made by the parliament. in our country, the only organ responsible to make laws is Parliament. So the other organs are not responsible to make laws. Otherwise, they make bylaws. So now let us also check choice C. Choice C is bill. So now what is a bill? A bill is a law which is not signed by the president. That law which is not accepted by the president, we call it a bill. But also this bill can be the draft of legislative proposal, which becomes a law after receiving the approval from the president. This is also called a bill. So we have types of the bills. There are two types of the bill, as we can see here. We have public bill and we have private bill. There are two types of bill. What is public bill? Public bill is the bill which is introduced by the minister concerned. Or this public bill is also called the government bill. But what is private bill? Private bill is a bill which is introduced by any member of the parliament. When the bill is introduced by any member of the parliament in the National Assembly, we call it private bill. So this also can be introduced either by opposition party member. Then we look also choice D, boycott. So what is boycott? Boycott is a withdrawal from the relations with another organization or with another country. It can be with a person. So this we call it boycott. For example, stop buying or using the commodities of a certain company. This we call it boycott. For example, maybe you were using or you were buying commodities from a certain company. When you stop buying, that we call it boycott. For example, another example here, we have Angola. For example, Angola withdrew from COMESA in the year of 2007. So this action, we call it boycott. COMESA, this is Common Market of Eastern and Southern Africa. So Angola was a member of this organization. But this Angola decided to withdraw in the year 2007. So this action, we call it boycott. In other cases, boycott, the situation of cutting off the relationship with another person, or with another country, or with another organization. This is over. Let us look another question. Question number 6. Question number 6. The Chief of Defense Force in Tanzania is called Dash. So, the Chief of Defense Force in Tanzania is called. So, from this question, firstly, we are required to understand what is Chief of Defense Force. So now, Chief of Defense Force is a title given to the head of Tanzania People's Defense Force, TPDF. I can repeat. When we talk about Chief of Defense Force, we means the title given to the head of Tanzania People's Defense Force, TPDF. So, TPDF. So, hence, the current Chief of Defense Force, CDF, in our country, Tanzania, is called Venus Salvatore Mabeo. So, Venus Salvatore Mabeo is the current Chief of Defense Force of TPDF in our country. So, therefore, Chief of Defense Force in our country is appointed by President. According to the Constitution of United Republic of Tanzania, the one who is responsible to appoint Chief of Defense Force is President. Note, Tanzania People's Defense Force (TPDF) was formed as a replacement of King's African Reform (KAR). So this KAR, King's African Rifle, was the British Army which used it to protect the freedom and the boundaries of the colony. So the British Army, which was formed purposely to protect the freedom of the colony and its boundaries, we call it KAR. So this KAR was formed by British in the year of 1902. So this TPDF we are talking for, formed in our country to replace this British Army, which was formed in our country to protect the colony of British. So therefore, Tanzania People Defense Force (TPDF) was formed on 1st of September 1964. The first head of Tanzania People Defense Force (TPDF) after its formation in 1964 was called Militia Salakikia. So Militia Salakikia is the first chief of defense force of TPDF in our country. So as you can see here, function of TPDF. So TPDF, or Tanzania People Defense Force, is responsible to defend the freedom of the country and its boundaries. So the country and its boundaries is protected by this organ, TPDF. Then, this Tanzania People Defense Force, TPDF, is responsible to train the reserve army. So reserve army, this is People's Military Force. The reserve army in our country is known as People's Military Force. Therefore, Tanzania People Defense Force, TPDF, is responsible to train the People's Military Force. Then, from this question now, our question wanted the name of this Chief of Defense Force. We have seen now the current Chief of Defense Force of our country, as what you have seen here, is Venus Salvatore Mabe. From these multiple choices, now we look choice A, John Pombe Magufuli, choice B, Venus Mabe. So from this question, the answer is Venus Mabe, choice B. So Venus Mabeo is the current Chief of Defense Force. So the correct answer was choice B. Therefore, we also look at other multiple choices from this question. Choice A, John Pombe Magufuli. So now, we are also required to understand who is John Pombe Magufuli. So this is the current and the 51st President of United Republic of Tanzania. The United Republic of Tanzania has about 5 presidents. The first president of Tanzania since after the Republic in 1962 was Julius Kambarage Nyerere. The second was Ali Hassan Mwinyi. The third was Benjamin William Mkapa. The fourth was Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete. And the fifth one is this John Pombe Magufuli. Therefore, according to the Constitution of United Republic of Tanzania, President is the Commander-in-Chief of all armed forces. So this Chief of Armed Forces sometimes is called Supreme Commander. Therefore, President is also known as the Supreme Commander. Then we also look choice C, Simone Silo. Who is Simone Silo in our country? So Simone Silo, as we have seen choice C there, this is the current Inspector General of Police, IGP. The current Inspector General of Police in our country is called Simone Silo. So now let us talk a little about this IGP. IGP in Tanzania. IGP is the head of police force. So in our country, the head of police force is called Inspector General of Police, IGP. So this IGP is appointed by the President. So note, The first IDP in Tanzania after establishment of police force in 1964 was called Elangwa N. Shaidi. So Elangwa N. Shaidi is the first IDP in our country. So Tanzania Police Force, TPF, is under the Ministry of Home Affairs. Is under the Ministry of Home Affairs. What are the functions of this police force? We can look here a few functions as what we have mentioned. First here, to protect the people and their properties. So people and their properties are protected by police force. But also this police force is responsible to arrest law breakers. Then we look choice D. Choice D. Choice D is Paulo Makonda. So now let us also look who is Paulo Makonda in our country. So Paulo Makonda is the current regional commissioner of Dar es Salaam region. So now, regional case, this Paulo Makonda is the head of the regions of Dar es Salaam, like in our region, Tanga here. The head of our region Tanga is Honorable Martin Shigela. So Martin Shigela is the regional commissioner of Tanga regions. But now it's better we understand what is regional commissioner, by the way. So regional commissioner is the head of region government. But also this regional commissioner is the chairperson of Defense and Security Committee in the regions. So regional commissioner also is the one who represents the president in the regions. All the district commissioners within the regions are answerable to regional commission. In other hands, we say all district commissioners, after appointed by the president, are sworn in by regional commission. Simply we say regional commissioner is also responsible to swear in the district commissioners. So from this regional commissioner, we have organ which is responsible to advise regional commission. We have regional consultative committee. So regional consultative committee is an organ responsible to advise the regional commission. So this regional consultative committee is headed by the regional commission. The secretary of that organ is regional administrative secretary. In short, we say RAS. So RAS also is the leader who can advise the regional commission. The head of civil servants in the regions is regional administrative secretary, RAS. Regional administrative secretary is also appointed by the president. So thank you for listening to me, and I think you have enjoyed a lot from this lesson. So continue, pass through from these elaborations I've given you, pass through many times, and I provide many questions from these short discussions. We have discussed many things from these few questions. So get prepared, pass through many times. When I get into questions, surely you will get something. Thank you. We continue with process of this study online. For the next period, we shall go directly to the section B, which is history. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and welcome for the next period.